Hello students, today we are going to see this topic if else if ladder. Okay, so last class we have seen what is if statement and what is if else statement, and we have seen the nested if conditions and their types. Okay, so if statement is a deciding statement in C++. So this if statement is used to take some decisions in your program. It uses a condition. A condition means a statement which provides you result as true or false. So this condition statement is a deciding statement. So if the true is the answer of this condition statement, then true part will be executed. If the condition is false, then the true part will not be executed and move on to the next statement. So this is if statement. The next thing is if else statement. So this also will have some condition here. So if the condition is true, then the true part, which is if statement part, will be executed. If the condition is false, then there will be a separate part for false set of instruction. Then the false set of instruction will be executed. The true part will be skipped, and after execution of the false part, then the normal code will be executed. So nested means it will contain another if statement inside if part or else part, or in both if part and else part. We have seen all the three parts here. So this is the diagram. This is the flowchart diagram. So we have seen that. So today we are going to see this if else ladder. So this if else ladder means it will contain step by step ladder. So here you can see that by seeing the syntax itself, you can find that three set of uh, if else statement is present here. So first expression if is has a statement 1, and the else part has expression 2 here, okay, which is another if else condition here. And the else part of the statement 2 has another if else in it. So it will keep on going until you need the satisfied condition. So this is the flowchart here. So the first condition is given true, then statement 1 will be executed. If the condition once become false, then condition 2 will be checked. If the condition 2 is true, then you can find statement 2 will be executed. If the condition 2 is false, then condition 3 will be executed, and it will move on to so on. So okay, so this is a ladder. Okay, this looks like a ladder statement, so that's why it is known as if else if ladder. So there is an example for this also. So here you can see that uh, here they have get the mark from the user, uh, and the condition is if the mark is greater than or equal to 60, then uh, then your grade is first class. So else if the condition becomes false, if the mark is not greater than or equal to 60, then it checks another condition here. So that's why they are using this if else statement here, else if statement here. So here you can see that mark is greater than or equal to 50 and mark is less than 60. So when the mark is greater than or equal to 50 and mark is less than 60, so in between 50 to 60, if your mark is there, then your grade is second class. If your mark is greater than or equal to 40 and less than 50, This is and statement. Okay, so this two and symbols represent and statement, which means both the condition must be true to uh, or true to execution of the true part. So if any one of the condition becomes false, then the whole statement will becomes false. Next, you can see that if this condition also becomes false, then you can see that you are failed. Okay, so the output is you can see that the output has been given in a way that the user enters 60 mark, then you can see that it gets first class. Okay, so like this they have explained everything here in this paragraph. Now we'll move on to the next one, which is alternative of if else statement. So this is known as a conditional operator, so question mark and colon. Okay, so here you can see that if alternative way of using if else. So if both the if else statement also can be used, or this conditional operator, or it is also known as trinary operator. You can see that it's given here, conditional operator or trinary operator is an alternative for if else statement. The conditional operator that consists of two symbols. Okay, it consists of two symbols here. So and it takes three arguments means three values must be given to this expression. So the control flow of conditional operator is shown here. Okay, so expression 1 with condition. So this expression 1, as they said, three parameters or three arguments must be provided to this conditional operator. So the first parameter is the condition. Okay, so this condition must return true or false. Okay, the result of this conditional statement must be true or false, so that must be given as a first expression here. So after that you have to give the question mark. So this is the syntax of it. So if syntax is given, then you must uh, follow the syntax. Okay, so question mark, and then the next statement is the true part. Okay, so if the condition is true, then this expression 2 will be executed. If the condition of expression 1 is false, then expression 3 will be executed. So expression 2 and expression 3 is separated by using this colon. Okay, so you can use any kind of expression inside this. It may be a logical operation, it can be a uh, any equation, or it can be any expression, or even it can be of any function call. Okay, so function means it is a set of codes that are predefined or user defined, which can be called by using their function name here in this expression 2 or even expression 3. Okay, so we'll see an example here. So here you can see that they have given a three variables. Okay, a, b and largest. So the user is asked to enter two numbers here, so that is stored in a and b, c in a, b. Okay, so now you can see that they are given an expression largest is equal to a greater than b question mark. So a greater than b is a condition here. So if a is greater than b, then the condition is true here. So the expression which is next to the question mark will be executed. So a is given here. So uh, largest variable that has nothing. So now it will contain only the value of a. So if the condition A greater than B becomes false, then the false part after the colon, which is expression 3, here in this example it's B. So the B value will be stored in the largest variable. Okay, so largest is a variable name, so that variable will contain the value of B here. Okay, so by simple one line code you can execute the same action of if and else. Okay, so if you are using if else, then you will be using the keyword if, and then you will be giving the expression A greater than B, and then you'll be opening a new bracket, and then inside that you will be giving that largest is equal to a comma largest is equal to a, and then you'll be creating an else part. So in that you'll be opening a new box, and then you'll be providing largest is equal to b. Okay, so you'll be having a code of at least 5 to 10 instructions. So but this alternative way of using conditional operator reduces the size of the program. Okay, so here you can see that there are two output inputs given by the user, 12 and 98. So now you can see that it compares A will be given as 12 here, and B will be given as 98. Now it checks A greater than B is false here. Now B values consist of 98, so that 98 value will be stored in largest, and the largest value is printed here. So next is switch statement. So the switch is so far we have seen only uh, statements which has at least two conditions. Okay, so at least two outputs. So if the condition is true, then true part will be executed. If the condition is false, then the false part will be executed. So if you need more options, like when you provide a multiple choice question, then user selects a very awkward and wrong answer, then the next question must be an easy one. If the user provides a very correct answer, then the next question must be a hard one. Okay, very hard one or a tougher one. Then this kind of expression, or this kind of uh, situation may arise in your projects or in your software developing life cycle. So you have to code it by using this different set of instruction called switch statement. Okay, so it can create multiple choice. Okay, so it can provide you output of 3 to 4 options, or even multiple options. Okay, as you wish. Okay, so multiple choice question will have 4 options here, so you can create 4 options. If the user doesn't select any one of the option, then it must be intimated to the user. So that is also been can be done by using this default operation. Okay, so this is the syntax of it. So case switch is a keyword, and case is also a keyword. Okay, so inside the switch, after the switch keyword, you can see that they are using the parameters brackets. Inside the brackets they are using the condition. Okay, so this condition may provide true or false, or even 1 2 3, or even ABC, or any kind of expression that provides multiple options. So now you can see that a plus b can be given as an expression here. So it provides a value 10. Then you can provide case 10 from case 1 to 10. Any kind of expression can be created by using this switch statement. So next you can see that we'll see the if syntax here, case 1 and the case 2, and the break statement is used here. So if the break statement is not used in between these two cases, then all the cases will be executed. So to avoid that, uh, to avoid that situation, they are using break in between two cases. Okay. So so default default, if the user or the output of the expression that is given in this switch statement does not have any options here in the case, then this default will be executed, so that this will intimate the user that the output of the expression is not present as a choice here in this cases. Okay, so this is the syntax of switch statement. So next is, you can see that this is the flowchart diagram of it. So the expression is given here. So if the expression is true, then sorry, if the expression has any value related to this case 1, 2 or 3, then the case will be executed. If the expression result in some value which is not present in this case, then it will directly go to the default value. Okay, so we'll see an example here. So rules, so these rules must be followed when you are writing this your switch statement. So the expression provided in the switch should result a constant value, otherwise it would not be valid. Okay, so it must be any constant value, either it can be a number, it can be a character, or it can be even boolean function. Okay, so next is duplicate case. Okay, so duplicate case values are not allowed. Okay, so if you are creating two case value with the same identical value, then it will not be valid. Okay, so say for example case 1 and the next case is must be case 2, but if you are creating the same case 1, then it will provide you error. Okay, so the default statement is optional. If you want, you can have the default statement, or otherwise if you doesn't need it, you can remove it. Okay, so next is the break statement. Okay, the break statement is used inside the switch statement to terminate the statement sequence. When the break statement is reached, the switch terminates the flow of control, jumps to the next line, followed following the switch statement. The break statement is optional. If omitted, execution will be continued until the next case. The flow of control will flow through the subsequent cases until break is reached. So if you can see that if the break statement is not given inside uh, uh, this expression case constant 1, then the case constant 1 will be also be executed, and case constant 2 will be executed. And if the break statement is provided in case constant 2, then it will break from that part. Okay, so this is the use of this break statement. So next is nesting of switch statement is also allowed. Okay, so you can create any switch statement inside another switch statement with any options. Okay, any number of options. So this is allowed here in C++. we'll see an example here. C++ program to demonstrate switch statement. Okay, so here you can see that uh, the number of the user is provided a message, provided with a message to enter some number from 1 to 7. Okay, so if the user provides any number, then the corresponding case will be executed. Say for example the user is entering 6 as a input, so it is stored in number variable num, and here you can see that it is given to the switch statement. So here the compiler or the execution part will search for number 6 in the case. Okay, so you can see that there is case 6 here, and it has a statement that prints only the word Friday. Okay, so 6 means Friday, 7 means Saturday, and 1 means Sunday, 2 means Monday, 3 means Tuesday, 4 means Thursday, 5 means uh, 4 means Wednesday, and 5 means Thursday. So it will give the word according, or it will give the output according to the value that are present in num variable. Okay, so if the user is providing a value which is say for example 10, which is not present here in the cases. Okay, case 1, case 2 up to case 7 only is there, but case 10 is not here. Okay, so you can see that the default one will be executed right now. uh, Default, which provides you the message that wrong input, or you have entered a number which is not present in the options. So here also you can see that there are grade system here. If the grade is A, then you are excellent. If the grade is B, then you are well doing. If the grade is C, then you are well doing. And if the grade is D, you have just passed. If the grade is E, then better try again. And if any other value arises, then you can see that invalid grade is created. Okay, so this kind of multiple multiple options can be given in this switch statement, so that's why it is known as branching statement. Okay, so next is switch statement is as if else statement. So if statement and switch both are selection statement. A selection statement transfer the flow of a program to a particular block of statement based upon whether the condition is true or false. However, there are some difference in this operation. There are given below here. So the key difference between if else and switch. Okay, expression inside. Yes, expression inside if statement decides whether to execute the statement inside if block or under else block. On the other hand, the expression inside switch statement decides which case to be executed. So, if else statement will provide you the true or false condition, but this switch statement will provide you this which case to be executed. And if else statement uses multiple statements for multiple choice. On the other hand, switch statement uses a single expression for multiple choice. Okay, so next is If else statement checks for equality as well as logical expression. On the other hand, switch cases uses only equality. Okay, so logical operations cannot be uh, checked in this um, switch statement. Okay, so if the output of this expression has some value, then the value will be compared with all the cases. Okay, so if the case is present, then the case will be executed. If the case is not present, then it will move on to the default position. So default case will be executed. So the if statement evaluates integer, character, pointer, or floating point type, or even boolean type. On the other hand, switch statement evaluates only characters or an integer data type. And you can see that if statement provides a wide variety of data handling, but the switch statement provides only two data types. So okay, so uh, one is integer and the another is character. Okay, sequence of execution is like either statement under its if block will be executed or statement under the else block will be executed. On the other hand, the expression in the statement, a switch statement decide which case is to be executed, and if it does not apply a break statement, uh, all the cases will be printed. Okay, all the cases will be executed. So that is the fifth point here. Sixth point, expression if expression inside if statement if it turns out to be false, then statement inside the else block will be executed. If expression inside the switch statement is out to be false, then the default statements are to be executed. It is different to edit if it is difficult to edit if else statement, as it is easier to trace uh, trace where the correction is required. On the other hand, it is easy to edit the switch statement as it is easy to trace. So here you can see that uh, if the condition is false in if statement, if else statement, then the else part will be executed. If the condition becomes false or it is not present in the cases, then it will move on to the default statement. And here you can see that if else statement will be very hard to trace and print the result. Okay, if you want to change anything in the code, then it will be very hard to trace it and change it. Okay, but in a switch statement it is very easy. Okay, so some important things to know about switch statement, everything is given here. And nested, okay, nested switch, the switch which contains another switch inside it is known as nested switch, and there is an example for that also. So with this we'll finish the class today. Uh, we'll see the iteration statement. Okay, with iteration statement means you can see that a set of statement will be executed again and again. Okay, so thank you, students.